There was a pick six. There were 3 turnovers also committed by the Ravens. They struggled miserably against the Browns defense on Sunday. The problem is the Browns couldn't score. And here was the even bigger problem. After Dylan Gabriel exited the game early in the third quarter due to the concussion, he was replaced by Shedeur Sanders, who finally got a chance to be in the game. Ladies and gentlemen, he was awful. Awful. 4 of 16 passing, 47 yards, 1 interception, sacked twice, had a passer rating of 13.5. Ran for his life, scrambled for 3 carries, 16 yards. Only notable rookie quarterbacks who completed 25% or fewer passes in a game include Hall of Famers Terry Bradshaw and Joe Namath, as well as Eli Manning. But Shedeur Sanders had the worst per-play efficiency rating by any quarterback in any game this season. It was bad. Completed his first couple of passes, and then after that, we couldn't even see if he was a quarterback. It was that bad. Finished 4 of 16. 4 of 16 passing for 47 yards and 1 interception. Before I go into my take about this, let's hear from Shedeur Sanders and what he had to say. Play that.
It's time for me to step up. I don't think I played good. I don't think I played good at all. I think it's a lot of things, we need to look at, during the week, go and just get comfortable, even throwing routes, with Jerry and throwing routes with all those guys. The most I can ask for is opportunity. That's an uncontrollable thing that I'm not able to control, and that's not nothing I should speak on, just being the quarterback of this team and this franchise. They gave me an opportunity. I ain't do up to my expectation enough to get us a win. I just got to take that one to the chin.
He was in the game since early in the third quarter. All the offense could produce was 4 first downs, 64 yards, and not a single point. NFL scouts, aficionados said the game appeared to be too quick for him, that he routinely held onto the ball too long and was subjected to immense pressure, 11 quarterback pressures and 2 sacks, by the way. They want to bring that up. And they also want to bring up the fact that Cleveland didn't convert a third down until Sanders took off for a 5-yard scramble late in the third quarter and finished 2 of 14 for the day. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say it. This smells. I don't know whether Shedeur Sanders is an NFL quarterback or not. And I don't blame anybody for assuming and surmising that he may not be. But how does he get 0 snaps with the first team? How a player is able to say they were unfamiliar with his snap count? He wasn't prepped at all. You're a QB2. Your QB1 is an undersized dude, a hit away from getting concussed and taken out of the game. Kevin Stefanski is a 2-time NFL Coach of the Year. He knows a thing or two about coaching football. How unprepared did Shedeur Sanders look? Suddenly he's not comprehending plays. Suddenly he doesn't know the playbook. Suddenly he doesn't know what's going on. That's not the reputation that we've ever heard about Shedeur Sanders. We've heard he's incredibly familiar with the playbook. We've heard that he's very, very smart. Now, the knock against him is that he's about the why. He's not somebody that just does what he's told. He wants to know why. That's true. But it smells. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but it smells to me. I really viewed him as being set up to fail. Or at least not prepared to succeed. Maybe set up to fail is too strong because it speaks to the intent of a malice nature by the head coach, Kevin Stefanski, which I would not do. I'm not going to impugn that man's integrity in any way like that. But can we at least say that he wasn't positioned to succeed? Can we say that? Ladies and gentlemen, we've seen some awful quarterbacks in NFL history. that never looked like Shedeur Sanders looked yesterday. You complete just first 2 passes, and then after that, folks looking around, looking like, what's going on? Don't seem like they know whether they coming or going. Not to mention the fact that with Dillon Gabriel, you get rid of the ball quickly because he's undersized, can't see over the line of scrimmage, got to get rid of the ball quickly because he can't see the field, and ain't the greatest deep thrower in the world. Whereas somebody like Shedeur Sanders does have an arm. He does have more size on him. And he does have a tendency to hold on to the ball for too long because he's not scared to stand in the pocket and wait for an opportunity to present itself so he can throw the ball downfield. You got 2 different types of quarterbacks. And you do nothing to prepare him? Smells, y'all. Somebody got to say it, so I'm going to say it. It smells.
Listen.
Yes.
Shedeur Sanders is expected to start Sunday in the game against the Las Vegas Raiders with Dillon Gabriel in concussion protocol. Barring something unexpected, Sanders will make his starting debut, becoming the 42nd different quarterback to start for the Browns since 1999. Kevin Stefanski was asked today if he changed anything, how reps were divided up among quarterbacks. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
Would you have changed anything about the approach, about how you maybe divided up the first team reps from training camp to now?
Yeah, I understand the question, Cam. I think it's important that you do what you think is right for a football team. The development of our players is constant. It doesn't happen just in one drill or in one practice or one meeting. So we trust our guys. We trust our backup players to be ready to go, and Shedeur's ready to go. Obviously, I know he wants to play better. I want to coach better, all those type of things, but that just comes, that'll come through work. That's where it will come.
I like what he just said, huh? I like what he just said.
What did he say?
He contradicted himself a little bit. The key word that he just said, develop. Develop. The only way to develop is to get the reps.
Yes.
Just in case. You need to develop in just in case scenarios with those you're gonna play with on Sundays. That's how you develop. If you got an offensive period, you got 707, you got 20 plays, 5 of those plays have to go for number 2 just in case. If you got team period and you got another 20 plays or 15 plays, 5 of those plays, maybe that's a little bit much. If you got 15, at least 3 of those plays.
Normally 10 to 12. Everywhere I've been, I'm not saying some people might have had that, but we never went more than 12 plays a period.
Yeah, so some maybe the last
goal line wasn't that many. You probably had about 4 or 5 plays on goal line.
Yeah, but those situations towards the end of the plays in that period, they need to go to your backup quarterback. That's how you develop. That's how you make sure you're ready just in case something happens to your number 1 quarterback. That's what they didn't do. And a lot of people, making fun of, Shedeur, he said he'll be ready, or he said he could play. Listen, I don't care who you are. If you don't get reps with the number 1s, it's not like a plug and play and all of a sudden you go out there and you're going to change things. They already need help. They already need help as it is offensively, in certain.
Yes.
So to think he's going to come in there and be all world without actually practicing with the ones, come on, man. It's the NFL, man. Come on, stop that.
I think the thing is, look, I've heard a lot of people say, well, look, I've only been to 2 places. And the backup got reps, especially because here I was in Baltimore. Trent Dilfer was our backup. Trent Dilfer was the number 4 pick in the draft.
Right.
And guess what? He got reps backing up Tony Banks. Tony was the starter.
Hey, Tony. Hey.
I give you another example. My next year, Elvis Gerbach was the starter. Randall Cunningham was the backup. Randall got reps. Randall had been a starter with the Eagles, been to the Pro Bowl, went to the Pro Bowl with the Minnesota. He got reps. So we got 2 veteran guys that's taking reps.
Right.
But this, you're not going to give this guy any reps, and then you expect him. And then somebody said, Tom Moore said, Peyton Manning took all the reps. Ain't nobody getting no reps. When Peyton Manning got hurt and nobody had taken no reps, ask Tom Moore what happened to the whole staff. From the general manager down, got fired. You know why? Because the guys had taken no reps.
Right. It wasn't ready.
And it wasn't ready. And everybody got fired.
Yeah.
And guess what happened?
Stefanski don't have Stefanski don't got to worry about that because the person who wants to do the firing came out publicly and said, "This isn't my pick. This is not who I wanted."
Yeah, true. So for me, I just, like I said, I'm not saying you get a guy, he's a backup and you got a rookie quarterback, but it's hard for me to see a scenario. Because I always thought it was funny because they said, well, he's not even running the scout team. What's the guy? Bailey Zappi.
Right.
He came from somewhere else and was jumped in over Shedeur.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I said, so what are we supposed to deduce from that?
Mm-hmm.
It's just hard. I just couldn't imagine. It would be hard for me to go into a game.
Yes.
In which I took no reps. You getting a couple of reps.
Right.
Everything is happening so fast.
Yes.
You got to remember, okay, I got this route. Now, but if this guy comes, I'm hot. But no, it's this protection. So instead of taking one, it's going to take two because the back's going to stay in and take one. So if the other guy comes, now I'm hot. You got to remember all that. But I got to get in and out of this break, too, because John ain't got all day. This ain't 7:07 now, and they can't blow no whistle. They're only going to blow the whistle when he picking his ass up off the ground.
You know the one thing I hate, too,
What's that? Which
is very hard for a rookie. Not only are you not getting reps in practice, forget that part. Practice is slow.
Yeah, for sure.
Practice is slow. When you get into the game and everything speeds up.
Everything is sped up.
It's crazy. It's crazy, and it can almost be shocking to you when you get in there with the number ones. This ain't the goddamn preseason, huh? Well, you go against the best of the best that they have to give you, and when you don't have those reps, or the offensive line, like one of the linemen came out and said, I wasn't used to his cadence.
Cadence.
It's different.
That's very important to an offensive lineman, though.
Very. So I mean, listen. If I saw the reports, I think Shedeur will be starting this week, so he has a week under his belt to get himself ready, to get himself prepared, and now the offense can be predicated, and the play calling can be predicated to his strengths and what he does well. Knowing him, with the type of player he is, I think they're going to throw the ball much more, and lean on brother Jenkins to run the ball when they need to and when they want to.
Judkins.
Yeah, Junkins. I'm sorry. I'm talking about, what did I say? Jenkins?
Yeah.
My bad. Junkins. I'm excited for him.
I think the thing is, Ocho, that he will push the ball down the field.
Oh, yeah.
That's how you produce points. You got to push the ball down the field.
Yeah. Because
I'm not saying just arbitrarily just throw the ball up and just hope, but I'm saying they normally call something to the flat, something mid, and something deep.
Yeah.
Ocho, also, Shedeur house was broken into last night during last night's game, according to multiple reports. It's unclear if anything was stolen during the break-in, and the suspects haven't been identified. But it marked the latest instance of athletes' homes getting burglarized while they're playing, or they know when basketball players are not going to be home. They know, hey, man, that's Shedeur house. Man, he playing the game.